What's up, y'all? And thank you for tuning in to part one of the Technically Athletic interview with my brother Jalen. And before we get into part two, I ask that you please, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. All right, hit that like button. And if you're listening to this on audio platforms, please give us a 5-star rating and leave us a review. Thank you very much. Now, please enjoy part two as much as I do. Thank you.
No clearance.
This needed to happen because the first time we tried this, it was absolutely hilarious. And
it was a practice run.
It was a practice run. So
yeah,
we're here to do an official Technically Athletic interview. And I'm excited about this one because you know what, Jay? I've been I don't want you to take this no way, either up or down, right? But you know, most podcasts don't really see the perspective of the walk on, and most podcasts don't see the perspective of the scout team. And I feel like a lot of niggas need that because it's actually very important to the success of a team.
Yeah, true. I agree.
It really is. So let's get into this, man.
My battle scars from practice.
Let's first start here. I ain't even do a proper introduction. We are here with I call a lot of people my brother on this show, which they are. But this man, my roommate in college for 3 years, practically 4. But you know, the way it's set up, I didn't know this man before I went into school, but pretty much lived in his dorm room my freshman year. I believe I was the first person he met on the campus of St. Anselm College.
You was.
I don't know how I would have got through the 4 years at St. A without this man. He was my hype man on the football field.
Of course. Couldn't do much.
Honestly, one of the toughest people I know, and that is mentally and physically.
How you gonna make me cry?
It's got to be a proper introduction. Man, let's just give it up for Jalen West. Yes, Jalen West, man. I got Jalen West on the show with me today. Also, my co-host of the No Clearance podcast.
One of three.
One of three. Yeah. Can we get into? First off, we're gonna promote the other podcast first. Why not? Yeah. Right. Yes, let me just get this all from your perspective.
Repping set.
He's wearing the No Clearance shirt. Let me get from your perspective. What is No Clearance podcast?
For me, No Clearance is I like what you said last week, that it's a safe space to say whatever you want.
Yes.
And I really like that. I really like that. I'm gonna take it and run with it. It's a safe space where you could say whatever you want, however you want, express how you feel. It's the No Clearance podcast. We speak with no clearance. We defy the trends. And we set the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yes.
I like that. What do you enjoy most about that pod? What do you enjoy most about podcasting in general, but what do you enjoy most about the No Clearance podcast?
From podcasts in general, I just like being able to have an avenue to talk about the shit that happens every day. When you hear about it, you ain't got no one to talk to about it. Like, you don't get a chance. Not everyone gets a chance to just sit down and talk about the shit that's going on in the world.
Right.
Like, you ever see a post on social media and be like, that's fucked up, but you don't want to comment on it. Come on to No Clearance, and we flesh it out. We talk it out. We try and understand from a
non-judgmental point of view.
Yeah, just a non-linear point of view. Just the everyday person. It used to be the everyday man. Now it's the everyday person
Yeah,
because the addition
exactly.
of our homegirl Khadijah.
Exactly.
The everyday person, like not everybody feels the same about everything. Like we it's just like I find it's an amazing place to just go and just shoot the shit. It's like going to the barbershop every week with people you actually want to talk to.
Wow, that is beautiful, man. So y'all make sure y'all listen to No Clearance Podcast. We air every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
YouTube videos drop on Friday. So
Yeah.
now, let's get into it, bro. This is
Yes.
technically athletic, where we discuss the life of former athletes. Let's first start. Let's be real general here, my brother. Where are you from?
I am from Somerville, Massachusetts. Born
Okay,
and raised. Nope, not born and raised, but raised. Raised.
interesting. Where were
Somerville,
you born?
Cambridge, Mass. But I don't really rep
Okay,
it. I
okay,
don't rep it. It's like it's the next
okay.
city over,
Is okay.
but it's like a ride. It's like a thing. It's a thing.
The technicalities.
Yeah.
I respect it. All right, man. Growing up, what sports were you playing as a child?
Basketball and football.
What?
Nope. Basketball. I played played a little Pop Warner. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. I hated football.
Tell me
All I
what.
wanted to do was play basketball.
All
I
right. So
hated football.
why did you love basketball first, and then tell me why you hated football?
I love basketball because my mother actually introduced it to me. She loved basketball. She loved basketball. Like I had every player's jersey. I had a Shaq jersey. I had a Kobe jersey. I had an AI jersey. I had a Paul Pierce jersey. I had all the jerseys. All the jerseys. I had a Reggie Miller jersey. I had all the jerseys. Jordan jersey. Every jersey. Growing up, my mother loved basketball. All she watched was basketball and football.
May I ask a question? I know it's an interview, so of course I'd ask a question, but I didn't want to ignorantly cut you off. Who was her favorite player, and also who was her favorite team?
So, her favorite player was, I don't know what her favorite basketball team was. I think it was the Celtics. But she loved AI. She loved Kobe. But her favorite player growing up was Dominique.
Wilkins?
Yeah, Dominique Wilkins.
Really?
Yeah, she wore 21 and everything because of him.
That's dope.
Right?
That's very interesting.
She wore
Okay,
20.
cool.
That's why basketball, when I played basketball, I always wanted to be number 21. Just because my mom.
21
Not many.
is a very
That was
solid
a great
number.
number.
Only
Very
legends
great
wear
number.
21, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's not many basketball players who wear 21 anymore, neither.
No.
It's all single digits. Everyone loves a single digit. Everyone loves a single digit. Unless it's like KD. He's 35. He put that on the map. But he ain't even 35 no more. He's 6.
No, he's 7, I think, right?
7? Is it 7? It's something. I know it's a single digit.
Interesting. Okay.
But I
So
grew up loving basketball.
you love basketball. Who was your favorite player?
Dwayne Wade.
Why D Wade?
He was the Flash. It was just like his style of play was just so explosive. He was just like, I don't know. What it was is like I never really watched basketball growing up until Dwayne Wade started playing.
Okay, yeah, I feel you on that.
He's the one that got me into watching it.
His game felt so easy to replicate.
Yeah, it felt, but it wasn't.
Right, exactly. He made it look cool to play his style, but it was not like you would go out there and be like, I'm gonna be tough like D Wade, I'm gonna get to the hole, and then I'm gonna shoot that mid range like him. He moves so
Exactly. Effortlessly.
yeah, he moved so effortlessly, man. You did not think he was
flowed
moving
like
fast,
water.
but he was, man. It was
Yeah.
boy,
He used to play like water to me.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like water. Like he was just like weaving in. Like there was nowhere he couldn't if you double teamed him, he's gonna get through it.
yeah.
Like there was no way he was gonna get through it or around it. Like there was no way of stopping him, especially in his prime.
Yeah, D Wade in his prime was different, man. So okay, so you love basketball, but so oddly enough, you hated football as a kid. Tell me why.
It sucked. Pop Warner was a terrible experience.
What was the name of the team?
We were the Somerville Packers.
Packers.
We had the green, yellow helmets, a big ass S on the side, like the G of the Packers. Like it was literally a Packers uniform, but like bite size, and it said Somerville.
Are they still around? Do you know?
Nah, they changed the name. They're the Somerville Villains now, I think.
Okay, because I know my my team, the team I played for as a kid, I don't think they're around anymore. It's kind of weird to see like the little league teams kind of
Yeah,
always changing. It's like
they like
where's the real football foundation? You know what I'm saying?
they're
But
either the Somerville Villains or like the Mini Highlanders to go with the high school,
okay, I mean
because that's what we
at
were in
least
high
there's
school.
some teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
think I don't know. I haven't seen them practice in forever.
got you. So what position was you playing? I should have asked this about basketball too, but where did you play league basketball as a kid?
I played some traditional, but like
You was mostly
I
just
didn't really play like organized basketball till I got like 7th, 8th grade.
okay. So Pop Warner, what position was you playing?
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. I just knew. I have no idea. It
Okay,
was a horrible experience. No one talked to me. They thought I was the weird kid. I just like playing with the grass. It was horrible. I had no one to talk to. They used to pick on me. It was terrible.
you was that guy. You was that
Yeah, it
person.
was horrible. I was quiet. I didn't make any. I didn't have a good. I wasn't easy for to make friends growing up as a little kid.
Did you ever? Do you ever recall? Do you recall the first time you got hit, or maybe not? What was your first recollection of getting
Yeah,
hit?
remember that drill? Oh, did you ever do this drill growing up? Like everyone stares in a circle,
Uh
and
huh.
then you gotta run around the circle and give everyone a shoulder check.
You had to go around the whole circle yourself and do a shoulder check.
Yeah, to everybody, and they'd be like, "Boom, hit you! Boom, hit you! Boom,
Yeah.
hit you!" And then someone took the wind out of me, and I was like, "Never again! I
So
hate this."
I'll tell you how we did it. Right. We had we had two lines,
Yeah,
and then the person that was doing the drill, he was standing about 5 yards away, turned towards the two lines, and the coach was behind the person running the drill. So the coach
and
would
they sent
point
them.
in either direction, and you had to
Yeah,
have
one
your
at a
feet
time.
chopping. Yeah. So
We did that too. We
we
did
was
that too.
definitely, especially when the smaller kids was up. I mean, knocking kids out, had
Yeah. Oh,
flying.
yeah. It was rough.
So
We did that drill as well. We did that drill as well.
okay,
I like that one more because you at least got to like a stand. You know what I'm saying? You got to
yeah,
like a.
but you had to go in a circle.
Yeah, we had to go like it was like running around the circle and everyone pow, 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 and then like one kid just caught me, decleated me, feet up in the air. I was crying. I was like 8.
Okay,
I'll never forget that. That's like that's the first big hit I ever felt.
got you, got you.
And I was like, I'm done. I can't do this no more.
Did you finish
I
the
quit.
season? Oh,
I quit. No, that was my second year. That was my second year. I played 2 years in a row. The second
oh,
year I quit. The
okay.
second year I quit. And my mom went off because it was in the beginning of the season. She just paid. She said, "What the fuck? You want to quit?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't like it. It's not. I don't like it. I hated it. I
Okay, but
absolutely
you
hated
was
it."
8. You was 8. So okay.
Yeah.
After that, what is your sports experiences like leading up to? What was the next time you played organized sports? After that,
I played some basketball and then like I played some in some leagues. I don't even remember, but I just remember for some reason I was like when I started playing, I was like in between the age groups.
mm-hmm.
So like since I was new to the pro, they made me play with the younger kids, and I was taller than all of them, so it was boring because
Okay,
I was just like, give me the ball, and the hoops were shorter. I was like an awkward age. It was like 8 and 9, but like they had like 10, 11, 12, and then they had like 7, 8, 9.
got you.
But I was closer to being 10. But since I was new, they put me with the 7, 8, 9 year olds, and then like it was horrible. I used to hate it.
At that time, well, maybe not at that time, but growing up, what was your motivation to play? What I mean is, for me, I was always the youngest. Like even as I was the youngest child. Or even when I stepped on the field, I felt like I was the youngest. I always felt like I had something to prove. Like
Um,
regardless of the environment, I just felt like I had something to prove when I went out there. So like,
so
did you have a motivation growing up?
So once I got to like the 7th, 8th grade, I got cut from the 7th grade team.
How'd that feel?
Cried like a baby. Oh, cried like a baby. I was crying like a baby bad bitch. But like they gave you gifts if you got cut. So like I got a DVD of a movie. So like I was like, cool, I got something. But like I was crying like a bitch. I wanted to play so bad. But I think once my mom passed, that's what really like made me want to like really play basketball.
Okay.
Like I wanted to play basketball like my mom played basketball and then take it as far as I could. But there was two issues. I wasn't that fast. I was slow. Even when I was skinny, I was slow. I've never been a fast runner. I got quick burst of speed and then nothing. Always had a quick. Give me from the baseline to the foul line. I'm running. But other than that, I'm like,
Okay.
I'm slow. Can't help that. But what I could do was just shoot mid range. So that's all I would do was shoot mid range.
Gotcha.
I wasn't gonna outrun you and cross you up and take you to the hole. I was just gonna try and find an open spot, get in the mid range, give me the ball, drop it up, put it up real quick. So that's what I did in 8th grade. And when I got to high school, I got a little bit stronger, started playing football, and then I was like, oh, I'm faster, quicker, still slow, but like I was quicker.
As a
And that's
basketball player, for your build,
yeah.
did you ever think like I watch somebody that kind of built like me?
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about watching basketball players and how they played until after I stopped playing basketball.
Got you.
Also, there wasn't really like YouTube like that when we was
That
growing
you
up. We
know
just had
what?
to
That's
watch it on
very true.
TV.
We grew up on the N1 mixtapes.
Yeah, we had to watch it on
hoop,
TV.
The hoop mixtape days. I don't even know. Did you watch the hoop mixtapes like Brandon Jennings and when Brandon Jennings
I
was in
watched
high
Brandon
school?
Jennings. But that didn't happen until we got to high school.
Got you.
And that was all on YouTube. YouTube didn't start popping until like I used to watch Dwayne Wade mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like, but that was like late 7th, 8th grade, early years of high school. And I originally started playing football to get in shape for basketball.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
And then I didn't realize I was going to be good at football.
So
It was like the first time I was good at something. Like something I was the first time I ever got praise for a sport I played.
It was football.
Like every time I played basketball, I didn't get no praise. I never felt like I was respected. But when I started playing football, I felt like I had a respect to me. Like I was respected. And that's what made me keep playing. Like I felt like I actually had respect for the first time ever.
Okay. So you did not play football in middle school, correct?
Nope.
All right, so we get to high school. You decide to go out as a freshman.
Yep.
Can we talk about
Last minute too, by the way. Like I was just walking to go walking somewhere, and my boy's walking out his house. It's just so random. Like if it wasn't for this kid, I probably would have never played football. Cause he was walking. I just happened to be walking by his house, and he was coming out. He said, "What you doing?" I don't know. I'm just walking around. Like I was literally just walking around. I had no plan. And he was like, "You want to play football?" I was like, "Sure. Where we going to play?" He's like, "No, like in high school. Like I'm going to sign up. Today's the day for sign up, so we can get our shit." I was like, "Oh, sure." And I just moseyed on over with him, got all the paperwork, brought it home.
Mosey on over.
And then it was like football camp starts tomorrow, and I brought it to my grandma, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave for the weekend for football camp." And they were like, she was like, "Oh, okay." Like no, like it was just so random, and it was just like, if it wasn't for that one person,
You remember the name?
yeah, what's his name? Darren O'Brien.
Darren O'Brien. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
um,
another light skinned bandit like myself.
So let's talk about your first training camp, bro.
Oh, it was miserable. I cried like a baby.
What was the worst part? Worst part of the training camp?
So I think this shit was illegal, bro. This shit was definitely illegal. We had 4 practices a day. 4. Like my freshman year was the worst camp I ever experienced. Sophomore year was the worst camp I ever experienced in my life. But this freshman year, I was not prepared mentally or physically for this shit. Like we literally got there. We literally get there right off the bus. practice. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Next day, I mean, after that, we go eat like dinner. Practice again. We chill for an hour after dinner. Digest, I guess. Practice again.
Oh, quick question. Is this, did you train with, was it everybody together or was this just freshman team or just
No,
JV?
this was everyone together.
Got you. Okay.
Like we'd break up. Like the freshmen go down to the corner and then we learn the plays and stuff like that. Get ready for the freshman season. And that's when I started. And that's when I learned at football camps. Also, when I learned that I was good at football
At the
because I
camp.
hit somebody and they were like, "Damn," and I was like, "What do you mean?" I just went into him. I didn't try. And they're like, "Do that shit every time." So I was like, "Okay." So I just kept hitting the kid the same way every time, and they're like, "Yeah, he's good. He's good." And I was like, "I'm good. You think I'm good? Like, really? You think I'm good?" Like I was like, I never heard anyone say you're good.
Mm. Mm.
Like even when I played basketball, no one ever was like, "Oh, Jalen's nice." Like people started saying, "Like Jalen's nice, man. Jalen knows what he's doing." I was like, it was like the first time I ever got praise.
Mm. Okay. Interesting.
It was an amazing feeling, and it went down south. That camp went down south real quick. They had this hazing thing, right?
Okay.
It was called the gauntlet. So like the last night of football camp, they like it was like the whole camp. The upperclassmen would like tease the freshmen like, oh, like every time a freshman did something like, oh, I'm gonna get you in the gauntlet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they told us that like you line up two lines, you gotta run through the lines, and they could do whatever they want. They could hit you, punch you, kick you, hit you in the head, take their helmet off and hit you with it. Like they had us really believing they was gonna fuck us up. Like we was getting jumped into a gang or something.
Got you.
And then what they do is they like, freshmen, line up facing the trees. So we had to line up facing the trees. And all you could hear was, oh, freshman, freshman. And then it was like, what the fuck is going on? And then like one by one, they just turn you around, run. And you gotta run through it, right? So I'm last. I'm crying. I'm like, oh, my mom, I'm crying. I was like, I don't want to die. I was like 14. I was petrified. I ran through that shit, and they fucking just let you through and clap hands, say welcome to the team, and then they say lay down on the ground like you hurt. So like when you turn around, all you see is all the freshmen on the ground looking like they're hurt. And then the only reason I knew it was fake is because my homeboy was laying on the ground like a dead cat. Like he was like legs straight up, arms straight up.
Oh my goodness.
And I seen that and I was like, that's weird. But I started running. I was like, oh, I'm ready. And I fucking dropped my shoulder so hard, ready to fuck somebody up, and I fell. And they got me, get up and welcome to the team. Ah.
That
And
is
then that was all it was. And like, great experience.
that's
I
an
couldn't wait
interesting
for it.
tradition.
Yeah, very interesting. They got rid of that. Some kid got too scared, and then they had to tell him it was like, nah, it's just a little things. But they had to stop doing it because one white kid had to complain to his mom, and they were like, that's hazing, blah blah blah. But like the freshman had no idea it was fake
Yeah, no, people gotta stop snitching.
because literally it was like literally just like, oh, you run, we scare you mentally to then like, nah, welcome to the team, nah, this isn't anything bad. Like it was nice. It was a nice little thing.
So your freshman year of football, first season you played in a minute. Was that did y'all have a freshman team or was you just JV?
We had a freshman team, JV team, and then a varsity.
What position did you play freshman year?
I played tight end and I couldn't catch.
Okay. What made catching hard?
I never really thought about it before. I just like, you just catch it. But I never realized like you had to actually like practice.
Hand placement.
Yeah, like I did. So I could have catch nothing. Like, damn, Jalen can't catch. But I was really good at blocking. So I was basically just a blocking tight end.
Okay.
And I started as a blocking tight end at every level, all 4 years till senior year.
What made you what was your did you have like a secret to blocking? Some people can't do that shit.
I think it was just natural.
Okay.
Like I just I listen. You tell me what to do, I did it.
Right. So if they tell you, you got to make sure you take that step with your right foot. You got to
Yeah, if they
cross over
said
with your
like
left. Put your
make sure
hands
your
right
hands
here.
inside, like
Yeah.
everything they told you, I just would do it because I didn't know anything else. So how am I supposed to react a different way if I don't know how?
That's very interesting.
So I was like an empty vessel when it came to football.
Yeah.
Like I had no knowledge, no nothing. Just did what they told me to do because I trusted with all. Like I always like just trusted adults. So like I was, you know more than me. Well,
That's a good philosophy as a player.
yeah.
Because sometimes, especially in college, like we get to this level, they teach us a technique. I'm like, I'm not rocking with that.
In college, it's a different story. They
I
teach
was
you
like,
a technique. You don't have to.
I'm not rocking with that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you don't have to do every technique they get. Because once you get to college, you get taught you should get taught the basics at least in high school.
In high school, you should have that foundation, and then like college is more just scheming and knowing how to play against somebody else. But like some of them techniques at corner, especially my freshman year, I was like, I had to switch that shit up. I was like, I'm not doing that again. Never.
And
anyway,
they have y'all doing like the ski thing.
Oh, not the ski thing. It was like
I just remember hearing ski from across. I was like, what the fuck are these niggas talking about?
Shout out Coach Boone, man. Coach Boone did his best.
I'll never forget that. I just remember hearing it all the time.
Coach
like,
Boone
what the
did his
fuck are
best.
these niggas talking about?
Okay, so what would you say was your best memories from JV? Let's go to sophomore year. You was tight end again. Where's you catching by this point?
First of all. JV was for fun sophomore year.
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
gonna talk like I was the shit, but I was starting varsity by the end of sophomore year.
Oh.
JV was for fun.
Oh, so
I told you I started at tight end at every level for all 4 years.
I got you. You was that
JV
nigga
was
at tight
for
end.
fun. Like I didn't even really care, so I don't really got a memory from JV football.
Oh, let me ask you. What was y'all running on offense?
Oh, double wing.
Classic. Hated
We had
defending
power
the
right.
double wing.
We had 98 power, 88 power, 45 counter, 56 counter, 47 counter. Super power pass. That's it.
All right.
Wedge. Oh, and then wedge.
Oh, wedge. Boy, just take that step inside, right? Everybody step.
Everyone just running an angle. Get the fullback cover. Fullbacks like this.
Yo, I hated defending the double wing.
You ever see a fullback fumble in the wedge?
That's terrible.
It's the worst thing ever. We had a fullback fumble in a game, number 8 team in the state. It would have been a game-winning touchdown. This nigga fumbled. How the fuck you fumbled the handoff? He fumbled the handoff, bro. Moment was too big.
Moment was too big, man.
Moment was too big.
Okay.
I don't know why they gave it to him. I don't know why they gave it to him. Out of all the people, just because he was a senior. Out of all the people, fuck the senior shit.
No,
this
you gotta
number
go with
18 in
talent.
the country.
You got to go with talent. How did you feel playing varsity as a sophomore?
I was terrified. First of all, so the first game I started as a sophomore, the only reason I started is because we just had a really shitty game, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't really pay attention to varsity when I was when I wasn't playing varsity. I didn't pay attention to it that much because I was like, I don't play, so I'm just getting ready for the JV game tomorrow. But we was getting ready. We had a bye week, so like the coach was like doing a bunch of shit, and we had to do double team drills. And for some reason, when I did the double team drill, he was like, "Who are you?" I was like, the head coach.
This is the varsity. The varsity coach don't be knowing like the other.
Yeah, he was like, "Who are you? Who taught you that?" I said, "Coach Joe." So why did you do that like that? Because he told me to. See, that's what you're supposed to do. What would he tell you? So I was like,
yo, but there's a lesson in this, man, for anybody who still plays sports. Like,
if your coach,
do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, especially when you're at the lower levels. Do what they tell you to do. At the end of the day, if you just do what you're told, it's gonna work out for
It's
you.
so
Unless your coach
crazy.
is an
It's
idiot.
so crazy how that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, he was like, "You just stayed on his hip. That's what you're supposed to do." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that's what they told me to do. I don't know any better." And then literally, it was like the next week there was like there was like three of us. There was three sophomores that started against the number one team in the state,
Who was the number
which was
one team?
terrifying. Yeah, Everett High.
Everett High. Okay. Okay.
These motherfuckers was terrified. Everyone thought they was on roids because they're always bigger than everybody. They're in the same division as us. They just would sweep the division every year. Literally sweep the division every year. They still do it, I think. But like literally, they were bigger than us. They recruited from out. It was public school. They recruiting in public school. They was getting people's apartments and shit. Like they were getting families' apartments so their kid could play. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Nah, I know it for a fact. It ain't alleged. I know for a fact. I know a nigga. I know a nigga who was living in the projects because the coach got him an apartment.
They got
his family
apartments in the projects.
Oh yeah, that's what they was getting. The apartments. It wasn't getting no high class.
But I'm
apartments.
saying,
Getting them in the getting them. They were hooking them up in the housing authority.
okay, that's crazy.
They was having D1 athletes coming out of there.
So your first game as a varsity in a sophomore year, you guys played the number one team in the state.
Yep.
How'd you do?
I don't remember anything. I was so nervous beforehand. I just remember the speech the JV coach gave us before we went out. He gave like the three of us. It was like me, the center, and then a defensive tackle. We called him Biggs. We still call him Biggs. If I see him, shout out to Biggs. But he said, "This is y'all moment. Don't let all this shit get to your head. Like just do what you've been doing because that's what got y'all here."
That's a
So
fact.
we're like, okay.
That's a fact.
Shout out Coach Joe, one of my favorite coaches of all time. Top tier coach. Played at Temple. He would have played in the NFL, but he gave us so this is why he didn't play in the NFL. Well, this is what he told us. That it was like a lesson in integrity. And when he was in college, he was playing both sides, and they were like, "Hey, you got to pick a side." He was better on defense, but he was afraid to run for losing his playbook. So he just picked offense, and then he found his playbook the next day. So he was like, if you own up to your responsibilities, like if you lost some, just own up to it. He's like, I never owned up to it, so then I ended up being an undersized offensive tackle, and I didn't get my shot. He got his shot, like he went to training camps, but he was just undersized. But as a defensive lineman, he was perfect size. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tragic story.
Right? But he was nice. Like you see his highlight tape, he was nice. He played at Temple.
Shout out to Temple. Shout out
Him
Philly.
and my other coach, the one that got me to play in middle school. He played at Temple too. I think he had a run with the Giants. Like we had coaches that played in the NFL, that were close to playing in the NFL or played in the NFL when I was in high school. But
no, that's fire. That's fire. That's like so
I don't remember
it's
that
like
game for the life of me.
You
That
gotta
first
trust
game I started, don't remember at all. Couldn't tell you. Apparently, I did really good because the next year at football camp, the coach told this amazing story about like how I fucking took some kid out and like fucked him up, and I don't remember that at all. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you when that happened. He seen it. I don't remember. I don't remember anything from that game.
So
I got hit really hard in the head that game too. I think I was concussed. That game hurt. I remember the pain after that game.
So let me ask you, man. You go through sophomore year, and so now junior year, right? Officially,
I wasn't guaranteed.
Oh no, I got you. So you officially gonna be on varsity, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I took an upperclassman spot.
Let me ask you. First of all, congratulations on that, because first of all, that comes with a lot. Folk be hating.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What was your off season like going into your junior year?
So we was in the gym. I was in the gym every day. Like every day. I still would sophomore year, I still tried to play basketball, but I was also once basketball season ended, I was right back in the gym. Like I tried lifting before basketball practice, but my arms would get too jelly,
Yeah.
like I couldn't shoot. So like I didn't really lift in the winter. But then once basketball season ended, because sophomore year is when my love for basketball completely got dismantled. Like my basketball just like basketball in high school just really ruined my love for the sport, playing the sport. Just like the way, like yeah, okay, I get it. I wasn't the best, but like they didn't develop me.
Right.
I didn't feel like I was being developed. I felt like I was just being sat on the bench to watch everyone else play. And I'm like, why am I not playing at least a minute or two so I can at least get better playing in game situations? Like, yeah, in practice, they would use me to play defense against our starting point guard and then wouldn't use me at all. So you're saying how great I'm good on defense, but then you put me in the game, you don't put me in the game. So what is the point? I never understood the point of like having a freshman and JV team. Varsity is a different story. If you suck, you suck. But JV and freshman, it's like there's no championships. You ain't playing for the playoffs. It's all developmental. Like I understand if you suck, you suck. But like I never sucked. I was middle of the pack.
I
But I
feel
was
you on
slow.
that.
I think it was because I was slow too.
So I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my mind together here. Let's get into the off season, right? As a
Yeah.
tight end, first of all, did y'all do 7-on-7s or anything of that matter? In the off season,
I don't know. I was never invited.
even as the tight end,
Yeah, I didn't. We did like since our offense wasn't a throw-in offense.
right?
We didn't come a spread offense till my senior year, and that's when they moved me to left tackle.
So, what was the off season workouts like? Was it just weight room, and then you wait
Weight
till
room and
August
conditioning.
and conditioning?
So like
Let's
we
talk
do.
about what was the toughest off season conditioning moment for you. I got a couple, but what would
So
you say?
what we used to do, we had. So my sophomore year, I think we still had. So I never lifted. I didn't lift going into freshman year, and then after between freshman and sophomore year, I didn't lift because the lifting coach scared me. That nigga was nuts. He ended up getting fired because
I
that
feel
nigga was
you on that.
crazy.
I
That
feel
nigga
you on
was
that.
crazy. Like he was like there was like he just be like when I would go, he'd crank out and just go crazy, and I'm like I never felt comfortable going.
So sophomore to junior year, what was you doing?
Sophomore to junior year, he wasn't there no more. It was my other coach, the one that I took that played, like the one that played at the other one that played at Temple. He played running back. He
Okay,
ended up being the strength and conditioning coach, and that's when I started going because I was comfortable with him. So I was
gotcha.
like the fact that that coach was so crazy, it really made me uncomfortable going to workouts. Like I just one day this nigga fucking cause somebody else was doing a different workout, fucking went off and had us all go outside running hills. Because this one nigga was like, "Oh, I just want to go do the leg press for a set." He did the leg. He's like, "What are you doing? This is a workout." Ah! And fucking lost his shit. And as we fucking outside on the back of the school in the area, I don't think we were supposed to because there was train tracks right. It was dangerous.
So y'all,
But not.
y'all, so that was the worst.
Yeah, that nigga used to think of some shit. So like his workout program was good. We lift and then once a week in the summer. That's when we do the super conditioning. It was called plyos. He used to call it plyos. It was plyometrics, but he'd be like plyos day, and that was the worst day. He'd have us like lift the bench up over our head, run around the track, fucking tug of war in the middle of the basketball court, a slippery ass court. But it was like 1-on-1 tug of war with the big ass heavy like slam ropes.
Oh,
And it was
okay.
like It was like I was doing towel pulls before we got to college.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So that was nothing new to you what we did in college.
Oh, nothing new at all. I hated it, but I knew it wasn't as close and intimate as a towel pull.
Towel pools are very intimate. We'll get
Very
to that
intimate.
in a second. We'll get to that in a second. So, um,
I only did that like once though. I never went to plyos. He used to have us. Remember those metal? Remember metal jump boxes,
yeah.
like the heavy metal ones.
Hmm.
He used to have us go outside to the parking lot that was a hill and push that shit up the hill.
Mm.
And then he make the underclassmen bring it back inside after we're done. But here's the thing about metal and concrete on a hot summer day, that shit gets hot. So I burnt my hand. Our hands used to be burning picking up these boxes to bring them back inside,
Right.
and it was like 65-pound boxes.
Right.
So like that freshman and sophomore year lifting was terrible. It wasn't until the other coach took over where it was like fun and actually enjoyable, even when it was
So
hard.
going into junior year, most people begin to think about recruiting.
Hmm.
Did you ever consider playing college football at that point? And if you did you ever talk to any scouts or like what was your
I didn't.
process?
I didn't talk to a scout till senior year.
Okay. Was it so let's talk about that. What was your process of being recruited?
I wasn't.
Did you go to camps or anything like that?
Nope. They
Okay.
never took me. This so my peak was sophomore year, the end of the season when I started varsity, and then after that, I started feeling like I was forgotten.
Why?
Like there was like, oh, he's good, and then left me.
What do you mean?
Like I just felt like all the praise I got when I was coming up those 2 years,
Yeah.
there was no more praise for me. It was just like Jalen knows what he's doing. Don't gotta worry about him.
Huh.
And I started to feel like I didn't think anyone thought I was good enough to play in college.
Okay.
So like me playing in college was just honestly walking on to St. A's football was more of I had a chip on my shoulder and wanted to prove everybody wrong. Even if I didn't play, I didn't care. I just wanted to be on the team because I just wanted to just prove everyone like y'all never put respect on my name. Y'all stop respecting me after a certain point.
Hmm. Interesting.
Like I felt like I had no respect. I had a chip on my shoulder. Like my junior and senior year, I had the biggest chip on my shoulder because all going into junior year, everyone's talking shit like, "Oh, this new dude coming in about to take your spot, Jay." Everyone was talking shit. Oh, you think you so good, blah blah blah, and like, yo, your spot's gonna take. You got to work harder, this and that. And I was like, work harder, work harder. Ain't nobody working as hard as me.
Mm.
You niggas gotta work hard. That's how I felt in my head. But like, I just was like, I felt it was that year, that off season between sophomore and junior years when I gave up on basketball as I'm going all in on football, and I felt like nobody wanted me to be a starter anymore, like the rest of my teammates. So like, I was like, the fuck did I do? So then there was a moment where like they're like, oh, we gonna try this dude out at tight end, and I was standing there like, you gonna try him at my spot? Because now I started the last 3 weeks of the season. Now I'm like, no, this is my spot. And that's when I was like, they have him do a rep. I step right in and do the next rep.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm doing the next rep. I had to like really like push myself into starting at tight end junior year. And then I started the rest every game except for one when I hurt my ribs.
Okay. Could he
Or no,
catch?
that was my senior year. That was my senior year when I hurt my ribs. Could I catch?
Could he catch?
Yeah. So they didn't throw it. There was no
Right.
reason. They
It was a
didn't
block.
throw.
It was a running offense, and you
Yes.
are the best blocker.
I was the best blocker on the team. That's why they moved me to left tackle. They were supposed to move me to guard my junior
Wow.
year. And I was like, fuck that noise. I slimmed out playing basketball sophomore, and they got mad at me because I slimmed out. And I was like, not my fault. I was running every day.
Yeah.
But then I started lifting. I got a little woof.
Little whoop.
Got a little woof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're like you can stay at tight end.